yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weekend, harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
That intro just never gets old.
Sure does not.
Sure does not. What's up, Potato?
Oh, same old, just getting over things. Still got at least a half fogged up head, congested, all those sorts of things. A little bit of a souvenir that I took back from Texas, but
Yeah, you and I both.
Finally starting to feel a little bit half-assed back on track.
Yeah, I think Tuesday night's podcast kind of was a testament to where we were 2 days after that 4 or 5 day banger.
Yep, boy, sure came through in the audio, no doubt about that.
Can you imagine what Donald Long, how he feels after, or anybody that has a week-long drag racing event? I mean, geez, I guess you get used to it.
I guess.
What's 2 days versus 2 weeks? No big deal.
Yeah, and it's all about how many hands and everything like that you got helping out and in the pot and working out and all that sort of things, but. Woo, I could tell you my hands were dirty Thursday.
Yeah. You and I both moving, all those drums and old slicks. I don't have a mute button, so I have to just turn my head and cough. Mm-hmm. Like I'm at the MEPS building getting ready for boot camp. At least I'm not bending over and coughing.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, for
sure.
At
that age now.
Amen. Well, dude, what a great past weekend, man. Super busy. As
Damn right.
Uncle Steve.
Good as hell to meet that guy in person. Finally.
Amen. Right, man. How awesome is Uncle
What
Steve?
a dude.
Yeah, no kidding. Right. Yeah, for sure, man. Like, getting down there Wednesday, hauling ass, getting there Thursday, setting up, Friday, getting ready. Saturday is just 100 miles an hour. Dude, could you feel it on Saturday? Like, as the event was going, right? And it just was smooth. Like, Wade and I were talking about it. It's just, Jesse,
flow.
you
really
get in the flow of the race, right? Which you could feel the flow, right? And it's just moving and grooving, man. And Wade just killing it on the announcing and handling payouts at the end of the night, which was super huge. So we could do winter circle stuff, and it was just great, man. Just a really, really great experience. As these races go on, I find myself enjoying it more and more and more. You want to be able to take a step back and enjoy it, but when you're in the mix, you're getting your hands dirty and you're grinding away. It's not always so easy to do that. So
no, it's not. I get it. I see the race through that big of a window at all times. So
right.
If it doesn't happen right in front of my camera, it's hard for me to pick up on it or know what went on. So
yeah,
that's just how it goes. But boy, super nice to have NC Promoter Jay on site, because he lightened my travel load and my workload.
No kidding.
Immensely.
Man, he did such a great job. I mean, he's so good at what he does. Holy cow. Look at his gear when he was with us last year.
Look at my Amazon shopping cart. I mean, my YOLO's on there. It's like 30% off right now. I just hope it doesn't go up before I get paid.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good, man. There's a lot happening on that Amazon Black Friday stuff. This whole month is a banger. Shit, I might go buy a car, and who knows? I don't know. What am I talking about?
Who knows? Yeah.
I don't need a car. Need another car like I need another hole in my head. Anyways, so busy week, man. Kind of wrapping things up. I feel like I'm just now, like you said, recouping from those days. Hey guys, sorry I'm late to the party. What's up, man? When I watch your already made videos, I love the national anthem. Nice. Awesome, Dennis. Glad you like it, man. You got to fit that in there. I was just thinking, we were watching that, Adam. Maybe for next year, we'll switch up the national anthem flag scene. Just, change it a little bit. I don't know. I like it.
Gets tricky and sticky because of copyright and trademarks and things of that sort. So
yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you what, if anybody out there is watching, if you've got about a minute 30 footage of some flags flying or some just great Americana that you'd want to send in for that, by all means, shoot it my way, and I'll be more than happy to chop up a video and put it on in there. So
yeah, no, it took you a while to find that one.
It was I had learned some copyright stuff at the beginning after not finding that one. Here we are now with that one that is approved and good to go, and I still get a strike on the music and some stuff just about every week. But
yeah, I know, right? I see it too. It's all good. Just don't spend the ball money on Black Friday, or it'll be Black Saturday when they turn the power off. Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, I mean, how cool is it to it's one thing to be on the podcast and see everybody or talk to everybody, but it's even cooler when you're in person and you see everybody at the track and everybody gets a chance to hang out. And, it's one thing that I'm looking forward to as these races go on, is being able to spend more time, because I have family coming out. I got all my brothers and sisters came out, but, I didn't really have much time to hang out with them or my cousins or Uncle Steve Evans or really anybody. I did walk the pits once or twice, but didn't really get a chance to say hi to anybody or hang out in the pits. And that really, it's a bummer for me, because I love people. I like socializing and hanging out and, bench racing a little bit. But, again, when you're in the grind, it's just not something you have the luxury of right now until we kind of get things up on plane a little more and have a crew that can handle that kind of stuff.
You lock up or not lock up?
Lock up? You locked up for a second.
All right. Fair enough. I'll take it.
Yeah. Did I lock up or did you lock up?
Who knows?
I saw you lock up.
Who knows which way it went, which way it came, but either way.
I can help you with the whole lock thing.
Don't know.
Heck yeah, man. Remember, you're chatting now. Hey, you know what? The Tuesday night podcast, it's a free-for-all, man. We put out the link on Tuesday nights. If you want to join in, you just click the link and join in, man. It's a good time. You guys work hard making sure everything was on point. Great job. Thanks, Uncle Steve.
Thanks,
you know what? Yeah, between us and the track management and everybody else involved, it's definitely a team effort. Dee at the racer gate, and then all the my wife and her sister and my stepmom and my kids and nephew and his friends. We all kind of took turns working the spectator gate, which was nice. So gives them a chance to kind of get out there and work a little bit and interact with the public collecting parking money. It was good for them. They liked it.
They had a good time. And it's always great when you can take aspects of the event, like the track prep, the gates, any of those little things that you can take off your list because that they're taken care of or being taken care of by somebody else. Whew,
that's right.
So much easier.
That's right, man. And that Frankie didn't take too kind to Bubba calling him a turtle, so he went and won the event.
That's one way to show him.
Oh, man. And I mean, talk about consistent low fives, man. I mean, between Frankie and Bubba, and I mean, it was just, and then Doug getting out there and nailing it down every time. Gary, what's good, brother? In the big scheme of things, man, it was great weather. The track was just effing ripping Saturday. And guys were laying down some great ETs. I mean, Wade said that was the fastest race he's ever announced. He's never seen pro mods go that fast in person.
Fastest Jay had seen cars drive in person.
Fastest Jay said that's the fastest he's ever seen anybody, or the fastest ETs he's ever live streamed, which is pretty awesome. And I'd have to say that probably for a majority of everybody, other than like the track staff and Clyde, most people don't see ETs like that on a consistent basis. I mean, just guys coming out there and smashing it. Amazing event. Couldn't have asked for better. Melissa, you're amazing. Man, I'm going to tell you what.
We couldn't ask for better.
We couldn't ask for better. There's from you. We couldn't. No, you're amazing, and we couldn't ask for better from you.
No, you are.
No, you're the one.
No, you hang up.
No, she really is. Have you looked at her pictures, dude?
Yeah.
I love her style, man. And I'm not riding her whatever you want to, whatever. I'm just saying. I've seen a lot of photography. I've seen a lot of photos. My wife's a photographer. My wife's a great, great family photographer. But when it comes to those action photos, man, she effing kills it. I mean, she's good, dude. She's really good. How was Dragpalooza? How many participated? Well, we had 14 cars at first for the dragster class. 13 or 14. Ended up with an 8-car ladder after a few qualifying rounds. Ended up with an 8-car ladder with the pro mods. I think we had 12 door cars, and then ended up at 8. Ended up at 8 on the 8-car ladder. So had a few people break. Some folks came and thrashed in the pits to try to get going and just couldn't get it going, and that's probably pretty normal. I understand that. So
sorry, chatting with your co-host.
Yeah. Oh, is it time?
No, just about.
Thanks, Chastity. I appreciate everybody saying that. Being a perfectionist, it's in my mind, it's just always going to be better. We got to just keep striving to be better and get back to the heyday of standing room only. Thanks, Gary. I agree 100%. Got to give credit to Bubba as well. I never thought of anyone going 350s, let alone 340s off the trail like he did at that new track. Yeah, you're damn right about that, Eric.
Then you got guys like this. What's up, fellas? And then boom. Well,
John, get out of here, John. No, you didn't, man.
Hold on. I think somebody. We have somebody.
I think he's making up for that.
We've got somebody here. Actually, they may want to comment in on that.
Oh, what about John Sullivan saying he sucked?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me.
Who is it? I don't know. Who's in the green room? Hey, it's the man. Clyde, what's good, brother?
Man, I got a lot to say about John Sullivan sucking, bro.
I had a feeling.
And the sad part is it was all on a set of tires, man.
Oh, get out of here. Well, the few guys are running those tires, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. So just so you know, he bought them tires from Bubba for that race, right? Like Bubba Stanton sold him them tires, man, for that race. He said they only got one run on them. No,
There's one
no.
run left.
Yeah, one run left.
One run left. Yeah, no kidding, right?
One good burnout, right?
Yeah, one good burnout. Oh my gosh, that's
What's up,
funny as hell.
Steve Evans?
That's right. He came to collect some rent. Just
Yeah,
didn't
he
work this
did.
time.
Well, we're gonna work that out now. And you know why? You saw the great photo, him being my first customer since now I'm the very proud owner of Quartermax RJ Race Cars. There it is, right there behind you. Love it, man. I appreciate the support, man.
That's
I
right,
need
brother.
it. You know I need it, man. This is a big thing for the racing community. It ain't just for me, and it's for everybody. I'm gonna kind of change the world. You know what I mean? Like bring Pro Extreme where it needs to be.
Amen.
So I don't care if you're running NHRA Pro Mod, which the cars come out of that shop have won several world championships in legal Pro Mod, but we're gonna make a car that kind of fits everything, right? Like,
Yeah.
it don't matter if it's legal Pro Mod, Pro Extreme, ADRL, PDRA, Midwest. It does not matter. It's gonna fit the bill. You just
Amen.
unbolt the weight out of it, and you're gonna go down a racetrack, and that's our goal.
Yeah,
So,
you can tell, man. You can feel your passion, Clyde. Just I know you spent what 6 or 7 months really trying to grind that out. And
yeah.
how was that experience?
It was great. The Joneses are tough negotiators. That's what I saw.
Nice.
So the negotiation for me was matter of fact, text Sarah and tell them get on. So the main thing for me was this. It was the only way after I seen what kind of people they were, I'm like, the only way I'm buying this is if y'all stay on. Like, if y'all ain't gonna stay here and stay employed, then I just don't want to do the deal. They're such great people. The families, the entire family, down to their dog is great. I mean, like, and I'm not even a dog guy, right? So it was crazy to not. I didn't just buy a company, man. I bought a family, right? A friendship,
Mhm.
and it is. It's phenomenal. I'll tell you, just this is my first week. You know, Friday is when I really met everybody and started making things happen. But this is my first real week, and just spending time with Rick and Ricky. Ricky is in the front side, right? And Rick is more into the shop. And without them both, it don't work. And Rick, I've spent a lot of quality time with him out in the shop, and I'm gonna tell you the knowledge that man has. There, you can't buy that.
Yeah,
I tell you, you can't. It takes 38 years because that's how long he's been there, right?
sure.
It takes 38 years to get there, and I didn't want to spend 38 years, so I spent my money, right?
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
That's what you do. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm proud of you and all, but I'm not the 38-year guy, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh shit, that's funny.
So I acquired a friendship more than anything, and a family, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's the team that's there, the people that are there. I don't know if this like a cult or what's happening with the Joneses. They got a group of people that any business would be proud to have these people, man. I'm serious.
Amen.
Well, it's all about the team. I mean, you know that firsthand from what you've built.
Oh,
the team
yeah.
you've got at XRP.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you. So I want to talk about a dream team, you know what I mean? And I want to talk about John Sullivan and his family and the team that they have there going. I mean, let's talk about who there's on their account. They got Fuel Tech, they got PJS with Brandon Pez and Cole Pez. He's a youngster, he's doing really good driving and crewing on cars.
Yeah, Cole's awesome.
Yeah, so we got the PGS team, you got Fuel Tech team, you've got now, and he has the XRP team because when he comes to the track, you got Galen and all the guys, including myself, helping, right?
Yeah.
And so we're putting together a perfect racetrack to go down a racetrack. And then now John Sullivan I truly believe, and it ain't just because he made the best decision he ever could have made. He literally didn't just buy a new Pro Mod car. He bought Quartermax, RJ, Clyde Scott, XRP, all in one check.
Yeah, amen.
Now we're all on board. Now we're all 100% on Sullivan's team. So you bought team members. Unbelievable, right? So we're going to give it our all the way 2 XRP to make his test runs, right? So what's going to happen is we are going to change Pro Mod forever. So now when you let go of the button, you're going to go 340s. You're going to be like, man, if we could only get to 330s, right? That's going to be the next conversation. Right?
That's it. That's it.
And I truly believe that. I believe that's what's going to happen. I mean, you put a team together, all you can do is go faster, but you got to have the right team. And it isn't just, I'm not the only team member. Like I just named a bunch of them. It ain't just me.
Sure.
It's a whole team. It's ADRL, right? It's ADRL bringing the event, putting the cars together, putting the competition, the challenge. That's what makes these guys do what they do, including myself, right? So I want to be the first guy to go 330s. I don't know a Pro Mod guy yet that don't want to do that, right? And I'm going to try it, and I'm going to try my best for John Sullivan as well. You know that. Anybody that knows me, there's been so many questions. Well, how's it going to be? Well, what's the quality going to be like? What's Clyde going to do? Well, you think I'm going to buy a company and then try to make it worse? No, I'm going to make it better, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen you half-ass too much.
No, and it's not that there's it's not that they couldn't that I'm better than the Joneses. No, I have a direction, and now they have a new teammate, right?
Yeah.
I didn't take away from that team. I'm adding to that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And you have a vision, and you have the support to hit that vision for sure.
That's right. That's right,
Yep.
man. And
100%.
I'm pretty excited, really. Like I mean, I moved here. I'm all in, right? Like,
Okay, what do you mean by here? Let's dissect that a little bit.
So I moved to Galesburg, Illinois. That's where the shop's at. Now, well, I can't say now. I'm in a VRBO now, but I'll be in our new home. Me and my family will be in our new home on December 3rd, and we're really excited about that. And I mean,
Nice.
extremely excited. And I'm going to focus on the business more than anything. What's up, Bubba? He's trying to get more team members. We do got to have an army, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you got, well, Bubba's saying that, but he's kind of mixing words because he has the entire Scruggs family on his team. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so,
right.
you know what I mean?
Nobody's out here doing it alone.
Yeah, let's don't be weird, Bubba. I know what's going on, man. I appreciate you, Bubba, but I do know where you got that car from, Bubba. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, just so people on this podcast here understand, I'm in charge of a lot to do with that car, right, Bubba? yeah, he's not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, no.
So
That's funny.
Not saying that other car brands ain't been fast. There's been several cars. Like, even look at the Garrett car that Sullivan's running now. I mean, he's went fast with it. There's been no, Bubba, I'm not stopping. There's been some Jeffers cars go fast. There's been some McAmis cars that have been fast. There's been a lot of cars fast, really. You got to have the whole team behind a car. It isn't just a car builder. I mean, trust me, I know plenty of people, including myself back in the day. You could have gave me the best car in the world, the fastest car in the world, took the tune-up out of it. I might not have been able to start it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So there's a team, right? You own an organization. Without your team, we wouldn't be podcasting right now.
Yeah, you got it. That's right.
Because I don't even know how to I wouldn't even know how to get the podcast going. I had to buy it to run what I was supposed to. I agree, Bubba. You had to buy it. Yeah. Bubba's a good dude. Y'all all know that I'm a Bubba fan.
We love Bubba, man.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has a charity case, and it's okay, Bubba. Not a problem. But we'll convert him before long. You know what I mean? Like, he watched the shop tour video that I made and saw the parts and everything going on. He's like, okay. And now Bubba's on the verge. He's fixing to jump that fence. And once you jump that fence, he's never going to go back across it. You know what I mean? The fence kind of leans, it's like
Have you had anybody reach out to you since your conversation with John?
Oh, yeah.
I'd imagine for sure.
And like I said, it's you have people that believe in the person. It isn't always just about the business, right? Not saying anything negative whatsoever. God, let's get back to RJ. I am, Bubba. So it's sometimes people have to believe in the person or know the person. You know what I mean? Like, if I had a steakhouse, there's some steakhouses that I really enjoy eating at, right? I just do. And if I had a buddy that opened up one next door to it, I would go eat at my buddy's steakhouse, right? And support my buddy, right? So I get that a lot. I like to support people that support the racing community, and I support the racing community. Right, I race. I have a racetrack. I've raced since 2003. Right, so that matters to a lot of pro mod racers, especially someone that is set in a blown car or went down the quarter-mile racetrack like the Joneses have, like I have, right? So they've been uh, pro stock and pro mod, and I've only been pro mod. I've done a lot of years in pro mod. So there's a lot to go hand in hand with that. So there's been a lot of misconception about RJ Quartermax about just being pro stock. I don't even have a pro stock car in there. I have 10 pro mods that I'm building. I don't
Yeah.
even, not one pro stock car, right?
No,
Like,
it looked like it was full of pro mods.
it is pro mods. I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't even, we will build pro stocks. They're great at it. They've won more world championships. Matter of fact, we're the only ones that's ever won pro mod and pro stock in HRA in the same year. No
Oh.
builder's ever done that, right?
Nice.
So we've won the last 4 NHRA Pro Mod championships out of the last 6. So I mean, it's hands down. So it's great. We're just gonna make it greater, right? You know what I mean?
Amen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and all we're doing is we're gonna bring on more staff that's super qualified that can follow direction because we have a program. We already have a program, and we want to enhance that program and produce more cars. So really, we don't have a car problem. We just need to produce them faster. Right now, we're probably in that 9 to 11 month range, and because we got a couple more guys coming on, qualified. Can't say their names. Yeah, Texas Most Wanted. We can't say their names for reasons, but we got some guys that want to come on board and be a part of this growth because this is growth that's fixing to happen. Believe me, it's fixing to happen right here in Galveston.
Almost growth that's been needed in the industry as well.
It is needed. Who wants to wait 2 or 3 years on a car? I can't even wait. I can't even plan a dinner with friends for a week. And you want me to buy a car and get it 2 or 3 years? No, I'm out, man.
Right.
Forget
Yeah,
all
no.
about that.
No, dude, I'll do
I'll
something
build my
different. Yeah, and I did tell people that. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of this here.
Amen. There it is.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah.
the Texas
Gotta
tea
get
to
that-
Illinois.
Gotta get to Texas tea to Illinois. That's right. So I did tell some people, and they're like, "Oh, you bullshitting." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." They said, "I do got great staff, Rodney." That I was, because I told them I'm building my own car. Well, I am. I just didn't tell them that I bought a car factory.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I
It's a
am.
little detail. So
Yeah.
just to jump back to John Sullivan real quick and what he's doing, they flew in this week, toured the facility. They were mind blown. They did not know that it was what it was, like it was. It's a great facility, man. And I'm excited. They're excited. John, are you still watching? If you are, John, is it okay
You mean
if we
send them a
talk
link?
about what kind of car that you're going to build? Because we've already ordered his body and start his chassis here really soon. I'm going to be a big part in that. It's going to be a little different than an HRA car. Yeah, he's still on there. Is it okay? He said I can. He's going with a late model Camaro.
All right.
It's going to be a 5-star body, a lightweight deal. It's going to be a super lightweight Pro Extreme car.
So what's a 5-star body for guys like me that don't know?
So 5-star is a company that manufactures bodies, and they do a
Oh, gotcha.
phenomenal job. They do NASCAR. It's actually owned by Chevrolet. Actually owns the body. So you purchase it, you write your check to Chevrolet. It's crazy, but you purchase it through 5-star because 5-star is such a large company, and they do a great job building great products. And there are some other bodies. I mean, like even McAmis. So when I say Tim McAmis, he has separate entity that builds it, but it's actually McAmis at the end of it. He builds a great body. So the 69 Camaros, like Bubba Stanton's car, that is a Tim McAmis body.
Mhm.
They do great work. They build a lot of different bodies, but the late model Camaro, I'm a fan of 5-star when it comes to that body. They do a really good job, and it might have something to do with Chevrolet being worth I don't know how many billions of dollars.
Yeah. No,
You know
shit,
what I mean?
right.
They put in some
Yeah,
R&D
I'm sure
on
they
it.
were picky when they went to the
Oh,
wind
right.
tunnel, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Clyde, so I noticed, there's a lot of guys that like the that style Camaro. Is it Is it because does it have anything to do with aerodynamics or weight, or why does so many guys, or is it just a preference, right? Like a lot of dudes love Camaros and some like Mopar. Is it a preference on body style, or does it have more to do with the ergonomics and how well it runs? Is it light, aerodynamic?
So I think, well, I don't think, I know that a lot of it's do with aerodynamics. So it's really an aerodynamic car. The hood on it comes up close to the top of the blower, so it deflects a lot of wind. Now the 69 McAmis body is really aerodynamic, like the car that I had, the red one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that for airflow, you kind of, here's what I kind of direct people to. If you look at what you don't see NASCAR running 69 Camaro bodies, right? You don't see Pro Stock running 69 Camaro. Let's just jump to Pro Stock. We're talking drag racing.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they're not running 69 Camaros in Pro Stock, because Pro Stock is limited on horsepower, cubic inches, how much power they can actually make because of the cubic inches, the intakes, the fuel management they're running, everything they run in Pro Stock. So if you'll look at the body styles they're running stuff that is really aerodynamic. And that tells me if you want to jump ahead of the game, if you want to be aerodynamic, follow Pro Stock. That's big money, right? They got car manufacturers sponsoring them.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's just a little inside that I would recommend people to do if you're looking for aerodynamics. And Pro Stock is the one to look at. And they in that body style Camaro, that late model Camaro is really aerodynamic.
Yeah, 100%. That makes total sense. Clyde, I tell you, man, I'm excited for you, brother. I know that we've had, I've only known you probably for about a year, but I feel like I'm a good judge of character only because being in the military, I've had the privilege of working with some of the best leaders on the planet that, you'll throw your life on the line for these guys, right? And in my limited experience working with you, you just have the character and the competence, right? And I thought it was totally awesome whenever we were when Daryl Phelps was having problems, right? And he said, hey, they backed it up and they pushed it back and they're like, hey, can we make another hit after this? And my brain's spinning. And I didn't have the immediate answer. And I looked at you and I was like, what do you think we should do, Clyde? And you're like, well, it's your race, but hold on. And then you went and you talked to him and you just asked him and what was awesome about it is that you handled it real quick. Like you just get in, you handle it, you ask a question, you do it. And that's a leader, man. That's, I've witnessed it. I've seen it, man. You're a genuine leader, and you operate with high level of character, man. So, I'm happy for you, brother. I think that you're going to do great things, moving forward. I'm not trying to ride your balls. I'm just saying that, you recognize it, you recognize it. At least I do. And so, it's going to be awesome. I do firmly believe that you're going to change the landscape of the pro mod world and I guess you want to call it outlaw pro mods or run what you brung, no rules, drag racing all the way to the PDRA and Midwest and everybody else. So, man, I'm excited to see where you take it, brother.
Yeah, me too. And hello, Chassie, my oldest daughter's commenting on there. Hi, baby. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to get feedback from some of the greatest. I mean, you got to remember, so like the Stevie Fast, you got Mark Mickey, you have a lot of these guys that are running current cars. So I'll be talking to them directly saying, hey, is there anything that you want on your legal NHRA car with limitations and overdrives and blowers and all that? Is there something you want that you're noticing that I can do better, right? So it's not about going out there with my chest out like, hey, you're running the car, you're a professional, and I respect your opinion because I know the guys.
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, I think that it flexes right here, or I think it's this, or I think it's perfect, right? So if it is, we don't do nothing, right? If I get 2 or 3 guys that I know are really professionals that know that this should maybe be tweaked, well, we'll just try it, right? Yeah. We'll make it so they can unbolt something and it goes back, right? So things like that is what I want to do because I'm looking for perfection, not on the. I don't want to be on the edge that it makes 4 passes out of 5. I want to go 5 passes out of 5, right? So that's my goal. And I'll tell you, it's like I was set up for this to be perfect for me. And I'm not going to toot my own horn, but when I built that racetrack, man, I've saw more cars go down the racetrack than most human beings have ever thought about seeing, right? You can't watch enough NHRA on TV for what me and Gary Smith have seen go down XRP.
No, I can't imagine.
So we see so much I've seen wheels fall off pro mods. I mean, I've seen
Oh
wheel
my
studs
God.
break. I've watched anti-rolls break. I've seen 4-link bars fold up. I've seen everything just about you can see, right? So I learned so much that I've had friends of mine, matter of fact, some of them were on here tonight, that said, Clyde, you're the guy for this. You're just the guy that has the knowledge overall to help this grow. And it's like I said, it's about producing the cars. But I don't want to be stuck where we're at. I want to advance.
Amen.
And you know what I mean? I want to
Yep.
advance. I want, when someone comes to an ADRL race, I want them to be like, if you want to see some shit that will change your life,
That's right.
come here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what we got to do. It can't be the same old, same old. That's not going to work.
Well, you're doing it. I mean, we had Wade Mooney, our announcer. He had never announced a race where guys were going that fast. NC Pro Modder never live streamed an event where cars were going that fast. And you could see when Frankie ran that 351, I looked over at NC Pro Modder and he was just like,
It's a big old grin.
yeah, just smiling.
So,
you know, and
Our cat.
it's amazing. Yeah.
So Frankie Taylor, the Taylor crew, man, Taylor Racing, phenomenal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're running a Jeffers car, by the way. That's a Larry Jeffers car. Really done good. Fastest car on the property that night. They found something, and they knew they did before they ever got to the track, right? Because they started talking a lot. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? They started sending Bubba Stanton text. I'm like, okay. When the Taylor boys find something, they know what they found, right? It's not a maybe. They knew they found something.
Yeah.
So they came out there, man, and they showed out. It ain't that they just went the fastest, they won the race. So you can be
100%.
really fast, but winning the race is another story, right?
Yep.
They swung for the fence and then they went over the fence. They got the grand slam. They didn't bump the fence, right? Because they won the race. Setting low ET or going the fastest is one thing, but when you go the fastest and you win, that proved you deserved it.
Amen. That happened to you last year, as a matter of fact.
Yes, right.
At the ADRL at Texas, yeah.
Yeah, it's great, man. Great. Yep. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of world champions out there that you're seeing day to day. XRP Texas, that's right. There's a lot of world champions that you're seeing that you don't know are going to be a world champion. And I learned that. I'm 46 years old now. I started racing pro mod when I was 23 years old. And I had my own team, my own car, my own business. And man, I'm going to talk about the struggles, man. God.
Oh, I bet, man.
But I loved it, right? And I still do. I'm like Galen says all the time. He said, man, I'm still eat up with this. I'm like, I am too. and Galen is probably one of my biggest fans, and I'm his biggest fan. So it was a great relationship, man.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans, Clyde.
Yeah, that's great, man. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, I always wanted a track. And I don't know why I wanted a racetrack. And in 2017, after me and my cousin Gary and my best friend grew up with him, we're brothers really, and I was like, we're gonna find some land. So we spent about a year looking for the right property to build XRP because it's about location. I don't care you can have the best facility in the world, but it's in the wrong place, it's just too hard for people to come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go and look at videos right now of XRP, you can't even get in the driveway. There's trailers parked on the spectator side today on Thursday. Yeah. You can't even get in the parking lot. They're parked in the grass, fields, everywhere, which is great, right? About that food at XRP. That's right, Glenn Miller.
Killer food stand.
That's great,
no
man.
kidding.
So we built the track, and and Celeste Smith, Galen's wife, she runs a tower and manager over all the kitchens and stuff, and works her butt off. She said, Clyde, if you build it, they'll come. She said it's like that movie, that baseball movie, and I was like, I don't know. I wasn't even trying to build it as big as I did, but started getting all the feedback, so I just kept growing, and I drew it up on a piece of paper. What's up, Stacy? And I built it, just out of my own head. I didn't have no blueprints, nothing. I poured done the dirt work, concrete, everything, and it just turned into something great. And I'll tell you, the most valuable thing, it isn't about the money that we made there, which is great that we do, but it was about the relationships, man. The relationship capital that I made there is more valuable than any dollar I've ever got to that gig. I know you because of this racetrack, right?
Yep. Amen. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So the people that are going to buy parts from me, what's up, Aiden Hargett? The people that'll buy parts from Quartermax and cars from me just because they know me, right, from the track. You call me an asshole, you call me whatever, it don't matter. You know that I'm going to do the job that needs to be done.
That's right.
You know I'm going to do it, right?
Call you every
Amen.
name in the book,
That's
but
just
they're going
what's
to call
gonna
you
happen.
when they need something.
And
Love
I tell you something, that's exactly what it's going to be. There's not no gray area. I don't care if it costs me money. I'm not going to back up on what I say.
No, man.
Never
No.
going to happen, right? So that's valuable to me. If I'm going to give somebody $200,000 or $300,000 for a car, I want to make sure that if he made a mistake, it don't cost me, right? You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's
It's on
right.
him. So, and again, I'm not boasting about that. I'm just stating the facts. And so, to me, the relationship capital that I've made, I would have never been where I'm at. What's up? Look at Miss Jones there. Girl. Um, if I would have never built that track, I would never have bought Quartermax RJ. Never would have happened. They would have never even had a conversation with me. Just wouldn't have, because it wasn't for sale, right? These people weren't trying to sell the business. I called to get a car, and I'll tell you the truth of what happened, right?
Yeah. What happened?
I'll tell you the truth because what's up, Joyce Jenkins? And I'll tell you the truth of what happened. This is just the facts of it. And I hope they ain't freaking out right now if they're watching.
Like, oh no.
Here's what happened. I called and I talked to salesman, and I'm like, hey, because I didn't really know the Jones. I knew of them. The only thing I ever heard of them was how great of people they are, and they are, and that's a fact. I'm like, okay, I want to buy a car. Who do I need to talk to? Well, I'll let you talk to Rick. He says, you there? Well, he's busy. I said, well, how long do I got to wait for a car? Because I was looking for a car, and Bickle was like 3 years out, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I done sold a car to Bubba, and I'd already made a deal with Bubba, but he hadn't even took the car. But like I said, I'm not backing up on what I say. So I'm like, well, how long? They said it'll probably be a year or so. I'm like, well, okay, a year or so. What does that mean? Probably around a year and a half. I'm like, that's not gonna work for me. Well, that's just all we can do because that's just where we're at on the list. I'm like, well, I'll tell you this. I said, how about you tell Rick I'll buy the company and build my own damn car? And he kind of laughed. I swear this is what happened. He kind of laughed. And I said, no, I'm not joking. He said, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Tell him to call me. I want to just buy the company and build my own car. He called me and he said, hey, I was told you want to buy a car. I'm like, yeah. I said, how long will wait? And he told me a year and 3 months. Or I don't know what he told me, something. It was over a year. And I'm like, well, that's just not going to work for me, Rick. He said, okay. Well, I think he was like, well, okay, it ain't going to work for you. Get off the damn phone, right? What's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy? And I'm like, well, I'll just buy the company and I'll build my own damn car. He said, same thing as Southern. Are you serious? I said, oh, I'm damn serious. He said, oh, who is this? This is Clyde Scott on Xtreme Raceway Park. The walking tacos at Xtreme, they are awesome. Wish I had one. Yeah, I wish I had one now. And I was like, okay. So he's like, well, I'll have my son call you because I think he thought I was just wasting his time. Who? Oh, and I was like, he said, I said, okay. And I didn't think nothing of it, right? I figured it's just, he's going to blow me off. Well, his son called me. He said, my dad said, you want to buy the track? I mean, the track, the race shop. I was like, yeah, because you're taking too long to build me a car. He said, well, it's not for sale. I said, let me explain something to you, young man. And I didn't realize he wasn't much younger than me. I hope I didn't insult you. I said, everything's for sale. Everything
is for sale.
Absolutely. And he said, what does that mean? I said, I pay enough. He said, most expensive chassis.
Yeah, most expensive chassis ever.
Hey, y'all must have been talking to Bubba. That's the same thing he done been telling me. He said, you got the most expensive car in history. I'm like, you're right, man.
Yeah, no shit.
So I was like, he's like, okay, well, I'll talk to my dad if you're serious. I said, I won't waste your time. And I told him who I was. He said, yeah, my dad told me. He's like, I know you're a serious guy. I'm like, so that's what brought me back to XRP. That's why I'm bringing that up, right? Mm-hmm. Without that, people knowing how serious I am, I'm serious about everything. It don't matter. If you go up there and you buy a Coke or a Dr. Pepper and it's flat out of my fountain machine, I'm the guy that wants to know that. Not because I'm gonna be
Oh,
mad at somebody.
absolutely.
I want to
Yeah.
fix it.
Yep.
How
Absolutely.
do I fix something if you don't tell me what's wrong?
That's right.
When people are like, come up to me, Clyde, I don't want to say anything, but I went in there and their bathroom's dirty. I'm like, we're not gonna have dirty bathrooms. So just, I'll get it handled, right? Like, tell me, how do we know how to fix something if we don't know it's broke, right?
That's right.
And so they knew I was serious because they're race car builders, right? They get feedback. Where are you going? I'm gonna test that XRP. Well, I mean, they tune people's cars that race at XRP. What's up, Mary Spence? So with all that being said, long story short, we went through months of that. We had a bunch of NDAs. We couldn't tell the employees. We had it all. I had it locked down, right? Because I
yeah.
went through a bad experience buying a business one time, and it wasn't the Joneses' fault. It was mine. I hated to do that to everybody, but every employee, just because there's so many rumors that are false going around.
Oh yeah, that's how it works.
Every employee stayed. Every employee got a raise, and we've hired 2 more people since then.
Bam.
Nice.
There
Just
you
like
go.
that.
Right.
There you go.
And I got a list of guys that are probably fixing to start that are well-known chassis builders. Hi, Chloe. Well-known chassis builders in the industry that are wanting to come to work there. And I'm working, like I said, working on getting new jig tables to add and expand. We don't want to make any enemies with any other car builders. There's a lot of great cars out there. I've ran other cars other than this brand. So there's nothing wrong with other cars. So I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying what I want to do. What somebody else wants to do is irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
It don't matter to me what another chassis builder wants to do. I don't give a shit. They can do whatever they want. They can build Volkswagen Bugs, 3 frame rail chassis. I don't care what they do. 2 4-seater cars. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I want to talk about what I'm going to do. I'm going to build lightweight cars that will withstand the horsepower that the cars are making today. I'm looking at cars coming off a dyno that are literally making over 5,000 horsepower is what I was seeing today, right? To the tire, to the wheel. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we have to advance with the horsepower that Proline and Noonan and Brad Anderson, right? And
they're bringing it.
Brandon Schweitzer, these guys are bringing horsepower
Yep.
to the table, right? And now Stevie Fast got a little shop, his big old new shop going where he's making power and doing parts and, you know, being a part of tuning people's stuff. So things are going to really advance in horsepower. So what's up, Blake? If they're going to be advancing in horsepower, we can't leave the car the same.
No, right.
Because then they're going to make 5,000 horsepower, but they got cars that can handle 3,500 horsepower.
Yeah, they'll be useless.
Yeah,
Right.
yes,
So why do the engine builders need to do this if the chassis builders like now myself aren't going to advance with them, right?
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
Yep.
So the end user, which is the car buyer, I'm going to make sure personally, just so y'all watching and that you just buy a car, even if you don't want to buy a car, you just watch when our cars come out, right? I'm just telling you, we're going to make sure our cars can withstand the horsepower that today's market is producing. That's going to happen.
Amen. Well, it sounds like your vision is very tech forward and innovative, right? Which these days you got to be. To your point, with all the horsepower these guys are coming out with, you got to be able to keep up with it, or they're just useless cars at that point. Man.
Yeah, and we don't need people to wait 2 or 3 years. Oh, he said that is a fact. 5,200 horsepower, Robert. So we can't have the pro lines in the fuel tech fuel systems and the Noonans and all these guys advancing twice as fast as we are to produce a car, right? You know what I mean? Like we get a car and here we go. We got a car now that's going to hold 5,000 horsepower. Well, before the car's finished, they're making 6,500 horsepower.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So they got to put their old engine in the car. Like,
right. They're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
well, that's sweet, but
exactly.
we can't do anything with it.
Exactly. I'm glad you got us at this point, but we need a lot more. So.
Yeah. So have you already started? I'd imagine you're president of your board at this point.
That's correct.
Taken role of president. So, moving forward with your vision, have you already started implementing some of your vision into the shop, or is it going to be something you're kind of not? I'm trying to dig into your secret sauce. Is it something you've already implemented, or something you plan on rolling out into the near future, kind of incrementally into the new builds?
So I've got some stuff on the table right now that I'm adding a little bit of stuff, just minute. I'm talking about 1%. of what it takes for one of these cars, because the Joneses have got it so good, as you can tell by the World Championships and NHRA Pro Mod. But remember, I'm a screw blown, no limit
Amen.
top racer, right? So if I can do it at minimum weight, make that car be able to advance to another class when the NHRA is done with it and they want a new car, that's what I'm implementing now. So it before it goes to powder coat, right? So I'm doing minute amount. We will slowly convert our current program to keep up, because NHRA is advancing as well. Remember that.
Yeah.
It ain't that these NHRA guys aren't advancing horsepower. They're advancing in horsepower.
Sure.
There's no doubt of that, right?
Yep.
And the Jones has been keeping up really good with that. But I want to go above. I don't want to keep up with them, right? Because if I do what they need now, what are they going to need in a year from now when they get their new car, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're just setting yourself up to just
That's
follow
right.
the trend
That's right.
instead of being the trendsetter.
That's right. That's exactly right. So we're advancing as we speak right now. Week 1, we're already advancing. So
yeah, that's awesome. So with that being said, I think in general, a lot of guys, when we talk about the ADRL, they get worried that, oh, well, it's just going to be the sheik coming in with God's money and buying something to put everybody out. Nobody's going to be able to compete. I wouldn't expect that with a tech forward, innovation that you're planning on putting out. I mean, there's a price associated with that. What are your thoughts on being available to, I'm not going to say the blue collar everyday racer, because that's not what these are geared towards, but what are your thoughts on being able to accommodate guys that, may not have God's money, but still want to participate in some badass outlaw drag racing and may want to get a car from you? What is that? Is it? I guess the question is it going to be what it is when you buy one? It's going to be the baddest and the fastest, or, are you trying to find that happy medium with being able to provide them to more folks instead of, a handful of guys that can afford them? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it makes perfect sense. So I'll give you an example. The old chic days, them kind of days are over with. Certified pre-owned, just like John Sullivan said. So John Sullivan's got his 63 Corvette he's going to sell. I think he'll take 90 grand for it or whatever. It's a Garrett car, a really good car.
That's good.
He's been 52 several times in it. Now, so I mean that right there, that's example of what, when you say, let's just use it as blue collar, and that's fine. I don't care, because people call me blue collar. It's fine. I'm just a redneck with money. I'm not nothing fancy.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean? I eat a cheeseburger faster than anybody. No bread now. No bread now. All right. So, you can go buy a car that's proven, that's used. It might not be as pretty as a brand new one, but it still go fast, right?
Right.
So what I would recommend is this: understanding the process of horsepower in ET. Light is fast. So the lighter you are, the less horsepower you got to have. So if you are going to buy a Noonan engine, let's just say you buy a Noonan engine from hat to pan, screw blown, you're going to be in that 140 range probably, right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. You go buy a turbo Proline or you're probably going to be around the same, right? Close to that 150 range. You're going to buy a Pro Charger from Proline around that 140 range. So, or Brad Anderson, you're all going to be around the same for a complete setup, right? That 150 or so. So no matter what, that's going to be what it's going to be. Now, a car is going to be around that 200 to 275 range for a rolling car. You see what I mean?
I see what you mean.
It don't matter if the sheik comes in and he gave me $1 million. Well, the car's got to be what it's going to be. Now, I'll take the $1 million, but you're not getting anything any different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it is, you can only build it as light as you can build it because of safety, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We got to make sure that the driver is going to be safe. We got it specs. We got to get it certified NHRA and all that stuff, right? We're not building doom buggies. We are still building a car that's going to be safe. We're not going to be in the sand dunes jumping it, you know what I mean, across the creek. Right. So I don't feel that it's going to price people out. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. And this is going to probably hurt some people's feelings.
It's all right.
And that's okay. I don't care if you're soft and just don't watch or listen to what I can say. Now, I think that, well, I don't think NHRA costs way more money to run NHRA Pro Mod than it does to run ADRL, right?
Damn
And be
right.
competitive, right? Midwest, it is no different than running your organization. PDRA is no different. So them guys got the same quality of car that I'm referring to, but they're having to run their engines less horsepower. So the way I see that is they got to run their engine harder to run low 60s and high 50s. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got to run it harder to go slower. Spend
Yeah.
more money to go slower.
Yeah. So the reason they run them organizations like that is this. And I understand why they're trying to keep the class alive. What they don't want is they don't want people going out there running 345, and then you got to say you got a 16 car field, and 15 of the cars can only go 361.
Oh, right.
You see what I mean? That's what hurts it. So
Yeah.
what we need for an organization, a pro extreme organization like yours, we need everybody to go 350s or high 340s, right?
That's right.
So when that happens, your organization is no different than PDRA, Midwest, or NHRA. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. Because for a car to go 345, it takes the same amount of work for an NHRA car to go, 570s or, 580s, right? Or a Midwest car in the 8th mile, the Keith Haney's to go 358. It takes the same amount of wear and tear on the engine. And I'm just telling you my expert opinion, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or the
Makes
expert
total sense.
facts, actually. It's
There
facts.
you go.
Not an opinion. So once you get your organization, everybody to run the times that I'm stating, it's no different than any other class. So if they go run Midwest to buy a car, turnkey, ready to go, they're going to be in that 350 range, $350,000 range to have a competitive car. You go run PDRA, you're going to be in that. Well, I say that if you get brand new, you'll probably be in that 350 ranges, right? You know what I mean? So you're going to be, probably realistically 350, right? It don't matter what organization you run if you're going to be real competitive. Now, I'm not saying you can't go buy a John Sullivan car, right? And go buy a used engine. Now you're in it for $225,000 and you can run with everybody.
Still be competitive. Yeah.
You
100%.
can, but it's not brand new. I'm giving you brand new stuff.
Brand new. Right.
Yes, right. You're going to be in that $350,000 to $425,000 range, right? It depends on what kind of deals you get on everything. So, I feel that there is a place for everybody, and there is a seat for every ass. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm
You
firm
just-
believer.
If you just find your lane where you need to be, what you can budget, and that's where you be. So we sell chassis kits, right? You can build your own car. I don't care. I'll sell you one welded up. I'll sell you every part. If you watch the video, we got the parts. I'm not saying you got to buy a car complete from me, right? If you need help, we'll help you. We'll tell you where to set the car up at. We'll tell you, we'll sell you the motor plates. We'll sell you the welded chassis. You can't even mess that up. It's ready to go. Right? You know what I mean? You boat your engine in there, everything's set where it needs to be. So you don't have to spend that money, but you're going to have to spend the sweat equity, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're going to have to take off work.
It's still going to
build your
cost
car.
you somehow, some
Right,
way. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
That's right. That's
And
right.
time is valuable.
That's right.
Time
man.
is very valuable.
So it isn't about being a salesman. I just want people to race because I'm not just making money off of selling parts or race cars. I need you to come to the racetrack.
Sure.
Right?
Well, you explained it well. You explained that perfectly.
And speaking of going to the racetrack and racing, I mean, the question that's been all abuzz here in the chat, and I'll let Chastity ask it. Audience wants to know when's Texas Most Wanted will roll out.
It's gonna be sooner than what people think. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I bet.
Clyde walked in. He's like, that one there is mine.
Yeah. I walk in, I said, what's on the jig table? All of a sudden, no, it's not. Move it. The tubing is too thick and too big around. Move off the table, man.
How do you feel about your new town there in Illinois?
Man, I actually really like it. It's more redneck than what I'm used to, and I'm a redneck in Texas, right? This is nothing but cornfields here. I mean, like it's actually pretty neat, man. It's an old town. It's small. I walked out of when the Sullivans were here. I walked out of a place that we eat at called it's called Iron Spike. Is that right?
Yes.
Iron Spike, because it's a railroad town here, right?
Mhm.
If you don't work at the railroad after you get through cropping corn, then you're not doing it right. John Sullivan said it's a city. So we walked out of it. It's the middle of the day, right? Walked out of eating, and I'm telling you, it's like the apocalypse happened. Nobody. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, and nobody is walking around. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
I started
like
looking
the day after.
Yeah, I started looking for Russian flags or something. I was
Yeah,
curious
right.
what happened.
It's like Red Dawn. Something's going down. It's like, where the hell did everybody go?
So me being the racer I am, what's up, Mark? Yeah, we sell
Mark.
rear tires. I got you, man. You know the little ones. That's a 275 guy. By the way,
Yeah.
Mark McClowski, I've been trying to get him because we've done a couple of 275 small tire deals. I'm trying to get him to let me build him a lightweight so he can go out there at Jake's race and show off. But for some reason, he likes money and he's wanting to hold it. Like it's in the bank account, Mark. Your wife's not letting you spend it on nothing else anyway.
That's not what racing's about.
Money is a tool. You use it.
Yes, exactly. We'll
That's
make
right.
more tomorrow. I had a good friend of mine named Joe Robinson tell me that. He said, it's just money, Clyde. We'll make more tomorrow.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
It's a horrible analogy, by the way. I've used that analogy. It does not work. By the way.
It doesn't work.
No, it's horrible, man.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah. You know. So, at all levels of racing, I don't care if it's, I really don't. Index, bracket racing, index, all at our track is great this week. Actually, most of the week they've been there all weekend. All levels of racing I love. It's because of the camaraderie. Is that how you say it? You're a military.
Yeah, you got it, man. Yeah, camaraderie. You got it.
It's a big thing, man. People bring their kids out there, and the kids are playing around. All the folks are hanging
Sure as
out, and
hell.
we all have the same thing in common, right? That's what's cool about it. We all have the same agenda when we get there. Look at cool cars with our families, race cars, have a beer after a race, something to eat. You know what I mean? Like it's a great time, and it's only thing that's expensive is the car.
Yep.
My shit bogged down and
Yeah, poor James made the
it
track
happened
all the
man.
way down there, and he was so ready to race XRP, and then
Yeah,
shit
man.
said.
So yeah, it happens, man. We've all been there, including me. I think I was the first one to oil the track down, so I get it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's horrible. Galen banned me from going down the track. Like, yeah, really?
Clyde, you can't go back down, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like myself that the people that make that track are what have given me I would say the fortitude of driving forward and moving hard. Because without that track, I wouldn't understand what the racing community really was. Because I was a racer, but I was so busy, tied up. Because I only raced pro mod. I've never raced any other class in my life, right? Only pro mod. And you get so busy and caught up in that, you don't really see the rest of the race or the people that are there. Well, owning the track, I did, and I'm telling you, it's life changing, and it changed my life forever. It did. It changed me forever, man. It really did.
Yeah.
I never want to go back to not knowing that because it changed me in a good way. It let me know that the people that are there matter. It's just a giant family. It's one big family.
Yeah.
Everybody there is family, you know. Just like
100%.
my mom just said that. She just chimed in. She said it's one big family, right? My mom.
It is. That's
yeah.
what drew me to the whole thing. And the first race I ever went to was our event at XRP last year. First drag race in my life ever going to. And I'm
Who
not a
won that
car-
race?
Yeah, that's what
I'll
we're
have to
talking
check my footage. It's weird. A red car.
Oh,
Yeah,
red car. And
exactly.
I think that same guy got fastest CT for
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
he's got another 10 grand on top of it.
qualifier.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember an interview, number one qualifier. Yeah. It's,
Oh yeah, and fastest reaction. I think a lot of things happened.
Lot of-
Yeah, a
it
whole
was-
lot
it
of
was a
money went
big
your way that
weekend.
night.
It was a big weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
All that off the track stuff and all the people is, man, I've enjoyed that so much more than the racing, and I've enjoyed the racing, but that off the track and the community is where it's at.
And I'll tell y'all, I want to give a few thanks to some people right now, not just my crew. What's up, Bobby? my crew and my family, from the Galens and the Celeste and my wife Amanda and my kids. My kids were big in helping me in life with racing, and they raced junior dragsters, and they were part of my team. And but I got some other people like Jason Scruggs. Jason helped me a lot when I got started. I bought my first 2 engines from him, and he gave me just enough tune-up that Bubba Stanton thought he could beat me. And then, and then Bubba Stanton, he's been a big supporter of me. And then I met John Sullivan and his family. Great family, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Bobby boy? And the Doug Reesters and the Frankie Taylor. Frankie Taylor and Galen Smith, who I watched when I was a kid. Like, I'm going to do that one day, right? And then I did it. And then when I went to kicking their butt, they wasn't my friend. You know how that goes. And that was a normal occurrence, by the way. So that's what I mean by the people you meet along the way, and what I was telling you earlier about the people you're seeing now that you don't know is going to be your next NHRA world champion. I promise you, you've seen them, and so have I. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah,
that's going to happen. The next ADRL champion. The Midwest, and we've seen them at the tracks, right? We just don't know who that is. It's coming up. We just don't know, right?
Yeah,
That's how I started. I was the guy walking around or the kid walking around didn't have enough money to buy a cheeseburger. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that one day, and that drove me. People ask me, "What's your success?" I said, "Always bet on yourself." They're like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "It's a long story, but I'll make it real short right here while we got viewers watching." Scrubs above the kryptonite back in the 2000s. Yeah, that's right, Eric. It's my drive for wanting more, right? And then when I say bet on yourself, you're not going to steal from yourself, and you should never lie to yourself, right? So if you bet on yourself, you invest in yourself, you determine how many hours you work.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You determine on if you're going to eat steak dinner. What's up, Keith? You're going to determine if you eat steak dinners or if you're going to eat Burger King or what you're going to eat, Taco Bell, or if you're going to go to Roadhouse. You decide if you're going to buy a tractor, if you're going to go on a vacation. Everybody I know, well, not everybody, but a lot of people I know and that I gripe at, that I try to help, I'll look up and they'll send me a picture from Bahamas. I'm like, what are you doing in the Bahamas? Oh, man, I've been so busy. I'm like, you just started your company 12 months ago.
All right.
How are you in the Bahamas, bro? I said, I literally asked him, how much did that? I said, how much did that trip cost you? What's up, Martin? I said, how much did that trip cost you? And they're like, oh, man, it's about $15,000 for us. I said, you could have bought a new little mini excavator for your plumbing business. I've had that conversation before. I'm like, don't do that, man. 10 years before I went on my first vacation after starting one of my businesses, right? 10 years. I met my wife. We didn't go on vacation for over 10 years.
That's funny. That's where Lori and I are at.
Shout out. Yeah,
I know the feeling.
It's okay that you want to go on vacation. That's great and all, but then you're going to complain when you got to go pay that Sunbelt rental tractor bill or that United rental.
Yeah, right.
You went on vacation instead of buying that tractor, right?
That's
so
right.
My advice to people, because I get it asked all the time, it's not that, they ask about my success. My main success is my family. I got a great family. It is. And then second is my finances, right? But I bet on myself, right? I do. I bet on myself. And then I surround myself with people that I feel is smart, intelligent, preferably smarter than me in what I'm doing.
Always.
Right?
For sure.
So if you do that, you can lean on that person and learn from that person, right? Like me, and I hope he's not watching because he's going to shut up tomorrow and get tight-lipped. Rick today, I learned so much from Rick Jones today. Just sitting at my desk, having a conversation about 4-link brackets. I learned a lot from him today. And I learned something from him yesterday. I'm not going to say why because I want him to keep talking, right? So I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Jason, and I've learned a lot from Bubba, even though he don't talk much around me because I don't know if he's nervous around me or I don't know what. It's towering. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. So you can learn a lot from a lot of people if you just kind of shut your mouth, open your ears up a little bit.
Yeah, that's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
That's right. And I'm not real good at that, but my wife kind of pokes me or nudges me sometimes. So I'm learning from her. And that's really, I don't learn much from her, but that's something. No, actually, I take that back. The dishes, laundry, what to put with what. I've learned a lot of that shit. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I feel like that the business that I'm involved in is going to grow. I'm going to make sure it does, and it's going to grow for the better, not just for the finances. I'm going to make sure. What's up, Steve Evans? I'm going to make sure that I point it in the right direction and grow it. It was in a direction going north like it needed to, but I want to advance that. I want to go faster, right? I don't want to wait until I'm 65 or 70 to see it at its max potential.
Amen.
I want to do it quickly, and I'm going to. It's going to happen.
Well, it's happening now.
That's right.
You're doing it. You're doing it right now, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. Clyde, I tell you what, brother. I just wanted to say I appreciate the event, and it was a really good event. It was probably the best event of the year, and nothing against any of the other track owners, but I had this conversation with Wade. You know, when the track is being managed efficiently and effectively, and you got everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's got like this buzz to it, like this. It just has this buzz, this momentum that is just electrifying, man. And it feels so good. And you know, getting out there in front of the crowds, and the crowds are having a great time, and you know, everybody's engaged, and just the energy was so good, man. It was definitely a great capper, and I can't wait to do it again next year, man. So
we're ready, man.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be at PRI? You're gonna be there at PRI? Okay, we'll have a booth there. I think Projax is gonna be in our booth as well. So we'll be there. Make sure to come by. We'll have a beer, maybe go have some dinner or something like that. Because I got so I want to kind of advance and talk some more about some other stuff. And
I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to talk to you there at the track, but you know, I know you were busy doing your thing, and you know how that is.
Yeah, I saw Clyde at the track, and I was like, "Oh, hey, there's Clyde at the track. I'm gonna go say hey to him." Within about a minute, he's hauling over to the tractor to go drag tires.
And then he's
catch him.
And then he's dragging a race car, and then he's in a tractor dragging the track. It's like
lining up cars that are backing up. I mean,
that's right. I'll get in where I fit in. I'm good with it.
Amen.
But the deal is, though, I've learned I fit in a lot of areas, so I get really busy.
I understand that. I wear many hats as well.
Yeah, that's right, man.
That's awesome. Clyde, man, much love, brother. We appreciate you joining us tonight. And
thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for what y'all do. It matters, man. Keep racing great, man. It's not, we don't got to make it great again. It's already great. We just got to keep the momentum going, right?
Yeah.
We need to keep people off the streets from going to prison, from having accidents.
Yeah, no shit.
Killing themselves or other people. We just have to keep the momentum going on safe races at the racetrack, right? We need that.
That's right.
We got to do that, man. And XRP welcomes everybody. We're not raising our prices to $40 a ticket. It's not that expensive to get in. You have a great time, cheap beer, mixed drinks, good food, cheap food. You don't pay much for it. It's inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
Come there. Don't go on the street, man. You don't need the trouble. You know.
No, and it was great seeing the local grudge guys come out and run between rounds there, man. And that was cool. You know, they had their posse there, and everybody's going up. Like,
that's right.
To me, that's super cool. Like,
it is, man.
That was super cool.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I don't like that." Well, you got to, because it's love, right? It's their family that goes up with their car. I don't care if it's an '83 Malibu with 4 lug nuts. Like, I'm like, dude, you got to get an extra lug nut, man. Like, I'll buy it. Like, hey, I tell you what, if you go to XRP and you're missing lug nuts, I will give you lug nuts. Just call me. Okay? Message Quartermax. We will get you lug nuts. I promise you, no charge. You just send me the picture of your wristband from XRP.
Yeah, right.
I will give you lug nuts for your car.
No, you're right, man. Keep it off the streets, and you know, you're a huge proponent for that. And you know, it's cool to see the grudge racing out there, and clearly
it was great.
It's a really huge popular thing down there, man. You guys are killing it out there with that.
Oh man, Texas is the place, man. When you want to race cars, that's it. So I'm gonna build them here. I'm gonna take them to Texas and race them.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen,
and by the way, I'll leave it at this: you buy a new Pro Mod from Quartermax RJ, you get free test session.
Boom.
You heard that, folks.
That's pretty big.
That's right.
Don't
lock that in right there.
There it is. You heard it first.
I will come to the track and I will help you.
That's huge, man. Because remember, you're not just buying a new car, you're buying the team.
That's exactly what you're buying.
That's
you're
right.
buying the whole team. Now, what other builder does that? There's not one.
Yeah, I don't think
There's not even one that owns a racetrack.
Oh, that's true. Clyde's got the damn monopoly. He knows what he's doing. No, I'm kidding. Oh, that's great.
Well, man, it was great. It was great being on, man. I'm gonna go in there and make me a sweet tea, man.
Amen, brother. Well, enjoy your Texas tea. And again, much love, and we'll see you at PRI, brother.
All right, man. See y'all there.
Congrats again, man.
Thank you. Bye.
Dude, what a good dude.
I'm telling you, it's always a good time with Clyde.
You know, Clyde totally reminds me of my first platoon sergeant, who was so serious a lot of times, hard as damn nails.
Mhm.
And it was that old saying of, I'm hard, but I'm fair.
Yeah.
And Clyde would have made an absolute epitome of a Marine. He's just a civilian Marine, right? Where it's no bullshit.
5-star general.
He's got the leadership, and he is
unwavering in things.
And you can feel it. Like I said, man, I've been around a lot of great leaders. I've been around a lot of shitbirds, and you can just sense the I wouldn't say aura, but the energy and the leadership from somebody that you would literally go to war for, right? Like you would follow Clyde. I would follow Clyde into combat, right? He's that kind of cat. But
Down the track, maybe. I don't know about combat. Big leap, but
well, if it was Red Dawn,
okay, all right.
And she was. I would have a platoon. Clyde would have a platoon.
I would reach out
guys,
to Clyde, knowing what Clyde
combat.
does in the daytime or what he's done in the past. I'd reach out to Clyde because I think he knows some spots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot to mention that I did find it, Clyde. By the way, I did find it. Yeah. It was where I thought it. It was where I thought it was in my.
Was pretty well assumed, but yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
In my training, I have learned to locate things. And anyways, that was fun. But Clyde, again, man, thanks for joining us, and hope everybody had a good time with this podcast. Man, that was super exciting. I'm so excited for him and his journey, his future with RJ race cars and Quartermax. It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until I actually started looking at the accolades of the organization and what they've built and how long they've been around, and just generally speaking, I was like, oh shit, that's a big deal. Because you and I aren't from the racing industry, so I wasn't 100% familiar. I hate to say that, but I am now. I wasn't 100% familiar who Quartermax and RJ race cars were. I was kind of stuck in we're from St. Louis, so of course we know Larry Jeffers, and
I can tell you, I've heard Larry Jeffers, I've heard Bickle, I've heard names,
and they're local, right? All those guys are within 2 hours from us.
Sure, I've never heard of RJ race cars. I've never heard of Quartermax. I've never known anything about him. I do know and have heard about Clyde. So similar to what Clyde was saying, if I were tomorrow to find some sort of windfall of money and desire to go race cars, there just wouldn't be a question in my mind who I'd be calling and who I'd be reaching out to, not knowing the company or anything about it, but knowing Clyde ain't gonna fuck around.
No, and you know what, man, like I was kind of explaining to Clyde earlier. Thanks, Uncle Steve. Yeah, 2025.
Yeah, get the hell out of LA, Steve.
Oh, get out of LA. No shit.
Good luck, brother.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I had never met Clyde. Kenny had talked about Clyde, and my first conversation with Clyde, I immediately was like, oh, I like this dude, man. Like he's no bullshit. He immediately called it out. We were on a conference call and we were discussing, track and stuff and some details. And he was like, hey, this is how it's going to be because of this. Yeah. And I was like, damn. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. It's not very often.
It's like, oh.
And I'm so used to that. It's something that I miss. There's a very comfortable familiarity with working with somebody like that, because that's how all my veteran friends are. Anybody that owns a business that's a veteran, they're all just very black and white. There's no bullshit. They'll give you the shirt off their back, but don't cross them. Just very, very. And then, you take that first experience and then the track and then go into the track again, and you see how well oiled that machine is, right? From the expectations, his standards, who made every ADRL race?
This guy's got a point.
John did 100%. John.
Did.
And we talked about that. Yeah. And John, we appreciate your support, dude, more than you know. Genuinely appreciate that.
Yeah, all I can say is you up.
And hey, you know what? And I tell you, I'm grateful that we've gotten the support that we have. I'm 100% confident in my abilities and who I am character wise. I'm working on the competence level a little bit because there's things about tracks and racing that Adam, you and I are in a learning curve with.
Sure.
But you don't give up just because you find yourself in a shitstorm. You just deal with it and you keep moving on. You learn from it, right?
I'm not one that takes, I don't know, as satisfactory. My brain doesn't work like that. So if I've run into something that I don't know, well, guess what? Now I've got hours of looking into this until I know.
Yeah, until you have definitive facts to make that decision. Yeah,
sure, but you don't know what you don't know, and especially in a situation like this, boy, the things we didn't know that we then found out we needed to know, and that whole learning curve out the gate. Woo! But it's
and
so
I
much
just
easier and smooth.
And the point exactly, and the point behind that is that I'm very grateful for everybody that has supported us up to this point with the new ADRL. And just coming and participating and bearing with the decisions that I make, which sometimes may not be totally popular or maybe absolutely irrational. I don't know. It's all right. We'll work through them, right?
And
we're here to continue to make it greater, as Clyde said. It's already great. We're just going to continue to make it better. It's better and quicker.
Like Clyde said, it's, sometimes within industries and within things, and especially, like what he was saying with PDRA and NHRA and all these other places that have different rules packages, there can become complacency within those limitations, and the industry doesn't advance, it doesn't progress or forward as much as maybe technology or other areas do. So I think Clyde is really gung-ho on taking advantage of all those maybe possibly missed opportunities.
You hit it right on the head.
Right, but
and he recognizes it. Like he said, he's now seen so many cars, so many classes. Mm-hmm. He himself was a racer, and he recognizes all this opportunity. And I mean, it was just a great move for him. Absolute.
It's a great marriage of his experience along with their experience, and then putting those together to really take things to another spot.
Well, and like you and I,
Eric's got a real important question.
Would Xtreme 10.5 make a return eventually? Well, funny. Eric,
I just love bringing this up any chance I get.
We've actually talked about that in 23, and we talked about it this year, and so we're going to be releasing our classes here soon. So I guess everybody will find out here sooner than later. Amen, Dan. Well, we're working on it. We're I know we say we're working on it, but it's not, it's it takes a lot of time and strategy when it comes to
so many moving parts and pieces.
Where and when and all those things, man. And I still manage to screw it up somehow sometimes. So it's all right though. It's all good. We work through it. But yeah, so again, Clyde, appreciate you being on, man. Congratulations on the purchase of your new organization. Very reputable, long-standing organization that is very well known in the industry, and you're going to do great things with it, man. Everybody else, thanks for joining in and watching. If you're in the market for a new race car, RJ Race Cars, you know where to go. Reach out to Clyde Scott. I would 100%.
You got those people up top as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. I haven't made it there yet, though.
Yeah. I just was reminding myself of something.
Oh, RJ Race Cars, right here, quarter max, right up here.
Yeah,
that's right. So if you're in the market, that's where you're gonna go. And not that, like Clyde said, not that there aren't other ones, but to Adam's point, if I was in a position or wanted to build a race car, because I know Clyde. In my experiences with Clyde, he would be my first go-to, and that's
wouldn't even be a second thought.
And I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm not riding anybody's balls or anything. Like I said, I've had the privilege of working with some of the best leaders on the planet, and you just recognize them when you recognize them. So it's good. And then, of course, we want to recognize our sponsors from this year. Renegade Racing Fuels and Toby Baptiste. Appreciate you, brother. Fuel Tech and Luis. Awesomeness. And then Chris Dunker Race Cars and their Dayco belts. It was great seeing the Chris Dunker Race Cars package come there to XRP. I got to hand deliver it over to Frankie. I had imagined it was some Dayco belts, but I wasn't certain.
Saw a great post after this weekend that Troy Shoemate put out about his recent switch over to Dayco belts and his appreciation to Amanda and Chris for getting with him and giving him the information and then helping him to make that switch, because he was in the winner's circle over the weekend and he's hanging his hat on those Dayco belts. So somebody's been watching the podcast.
There you go. There you go. There it is. Well, we hope that we're going to take credit for that one.
I'm taking credit for it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing there. See your PRI.
Yeah. And I know, Luis, you're welcome for all the racers that have reached out to switch over to Fuel Tech from whatever their fuel management system was prior to that. And all the folks that have left VP Racing Fuel to buy Toby's Renegade Racing
and
Fuel.
Smell good.
And
Why
smell
not?
good. I don't know.
And we were sitting at the merch tent and somebody had Renegade Fuel down there and they had that little grape additive, and we're sitting over there and Leah's like, what the hell is that smell? I said, it smells great, doesn't it? You can always tell when a Renegade car is going down the track with that grape in it.
Oh yeah. That's the Renegade grape alcohol, the grape ape. What did they have a name for that? What was it? Their name for that fuel?
And
their grape fuel?
If James is still in there, he'll know, but boy, I can't remember. I just
probably like Purple Passion or
I
something.
think they had that in like a cotton candy. I've never smelled that one, I don't think, but the grape, oh man.
Yeah.
That'll change your day out there on the starting line. It's like a refresher.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, that was a great weekend, man. And it's back to the grind. So if you're going to PRI, we will see you guys at PRI. I know that's still a few weeks away, but we'll definitely be there. We'll get down there Wednesday.
We'll have our walking shoes on.
Yep. And we'll be there Thursday, Friday, probably head home Saturday. I don't remember what night Wes's party is. We were invited to.
Last year it was Thursday.
Last year was okay. So Thursday night we'll be at West Buck's after party. That's always a good time. Amen, Mike. That'd be awesome. Well, you know what? To make it easier, and Adam's a huge proponent of this. You know, we're considering going north a little bit in the summertime, just to try to stay away from the heat a little bit.
Bring some racing to your Yankee asses.
That's right. That's right. And I'll be fully transparent. My only concern is I don't know how many outlaw pro mods or run what you brung door slammers there are up north. I know at one point there used to be a lot up north, but I feel like outlaw country is down south, and I could be totally wrong. Hope you all talk to a lot of street outlaw guys that are building pro mods there. Yeah, you know, I mean, we had Kale Morton was out at our event. Her boyfriend Chris, or Boosted GT, he was there as well. So, you know, and then Kyle Canyon came out and was testing one of his No Prep King cars, and of course Cole Pez, one of my favorite dudes out there. He was there as well. So, you know, I feel like the word is getting around. I mean, they're building pro mods, but I'm going to tell you, the ADRL Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous class is not for the faint of heart. Like, it takes a real man with a giant set of balls to rip one of them down the track. I mean, and I'm telling you, like, it takes a certain type of character to be able to send one of those down the track, and a certain type of crew. I'm not saying that the no prep guys couldn't do it, but I mean, they would need a team and a badass car.
It's definitely a different level.
It's a different level, you know, and I'm willing to bet those guys are still running low 40s, which is fast as shit, dude. And that's just a guess. I don't really know.
40s or 50s?
Oh no, they're in the 40s. I'd have to bet. I'd have to bet that
they're in the 40s.
I would have to bet that they're low 40s. If so not, maybe high 390s, 40. I'm betting that some of them are between. Okay, here's my scope for the no prep guys. I bet they're between 380s and 430s or 440s.
Okay, so when you were saying 40s, I'm thinking 3-4. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Exactly.
no.
Who? Not 40s. Yeah, I could see some of them breaching into maybe the upper 60s or something like that.
Yeah. No, they're running between. Yeah, they're not 40s. I would say like a. Low 4s.
That's very possible.
Low 4s.
It sounds close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Swanstrom got his body for his new pro mod. Scotty Taylor and Robin Roberts are getting pro mods built as we speak. Are they building them for? I think they're building them just to run the winter series, I'd imagine, which is cool, But it'd be a lot cooler if they be a lot cooler when they come run the ADRL. I'm telling you, man, that's going to be. We keep building it, and they will come.
Yeah, I think
Prince Adam. We keep building it.
Got word from a reliable source that 365 to 380 is pretty standard for what they run. And then look at this handsome fellow who pops in,
Hank. But super impressive for weight and overdrive.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely is false advertising with the no prep. Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? I mean, Cole says that it is slightly no prepped. He says it gets squirrely as shit out there.
Hank still doesn't need to sign you up with a new car.
There you go, Hank. Hank's got a bad little hot rod. I mean,
he does.
But everything's for sale.
Clyde said it best.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I think the no prep guys could maybe participate. Perhaps.
I think they could hang.
Yeah, I think they could hang.
I think they could definitely throw in a good race for a good majority of people. Now, are they gonna beat above a Frankie John Sullivan's new car? Probably not, possibly not, but they're gonna be able to hang within probably the upper percentages of pro mod cars that are out there.
Yeah. I agree.
A hell of a good fight.
Yeah. Well, and again, I'd say 358 to low 360s is probably a good range for those guys. But however, so 25 is coming around the corner, man. I'm looking forward to PRI. If it wasn't for that RVW, we could possibly seen Justin at the race. Hank is friends with Bubba and John, but that don't make me rich like them.
Amen.
Hey, amen, right? Yeah, no shit. Hey, look, I'm friends with those guys too, and it don't make me rich like them either. So
I ain't flying my plane nowhere.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of a plane, boy, it'll be nice when we can. I was almost there at my last organization because we traveled so much, man. I almost got the board on board. Right. To getting some NetJet flights or some actually getting a plane to keep at Lambert, and couldn't get anybody to budge. So that's the next goal on this. Instead of driving, it'd be a whole lot nicer just to be able to fly where we need to.
Yeah, can't argue or disagree with that. It really just comes down to the logistics aspect on my side with equipment and things like that, and what necessities I need to fulfill. Yeah.
I think perfect.
Yeah, just let him know where to send the check, Clyde. He's on.
That's a yes. Yeah, that's a yes. Oh, man. Well, man, what a great podcast. Damn it. I love this so much, dude.
Hour and a half flew by.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, I love people, love the racing community. Everybody's awesome.
I wondered how that deal went down so fast.
Ask me how I know. Oh, that's that picture you all bandaged up. That makes sense, John. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. Thanks to everybody. And we will catch you guys on Tuesday night. If anybody's up late on Tuesday nights and you want to jump in on some BS and a bunch of nonsense.
Feeling froggy jump.
Yeah. Tuesday night podcast is it. But until then, I'm Dr. Fears.
I'm Prince Adam.
And we will see you guys next time.
Yes,
Peace
indeed.
and shit and grease.